What makes a great journalist from your perspective?
A great journalist is someone who listens, who is well researched, who is empathetic, who obviously knows about the subject and is coming prepared. And like I said, is well researched, but they listen and they don't think they know everything. So I hate when someone is doing an interview and they're almost like trying to flex that they know about the subject, as opposed to just coming with your research, but then you come with a clean slate in your mind, and then you ask questions and you're very inquisitive. That's another big thing. But as far as like interviewing is concerned, to me, like you have to listen. Listen is number one. A big pet peeve of mine is when someone comes with a sheet of questions and they're just like rifling off questions and they're not listening to the answers. They're just waiting for that interview subject to stop speaking, and then they can chime in with their next question. That's very bad. So you have to be inquisitive. You have to listen. You have to ask proper follow-ups. You have to be well researched. And you have to, you can't cut corners. Now, so like you talk about journalism, there's been plenty of times where someone has told me like, hey, I got a scoop, XYZ is happening. And if I was a lazy journalist, I would just run with that. But then sometimes I'll go and reach out to another source and they would say, well, actually, it's not quite done. I would hold off if I were you. And then you reach out to another person, they tell you more information. Like, I believe when you want to report something or break some news, you have to have at least 2 to 3 solid sources backing it up. You can't have just one, because you could get burned. And if you don't do that, you lose credibility. That's another big thing. And you lose the trust of your audience. These are huge things. If they don't believe what you are saying, what you are telling them, what you're reporting, then you're not worth anything. I remember learning about a broadcaster named Walter Cronkite back in the day, and his moniker, if you will, was that he was the most trusted man in America. And I just thought that was incredible. He used to host the CBS Evening News, and he's one of the all-time great anchors, news anchors in the history of television. And the fact that the whole country trusted this man when he said something they knew was true, to me is the greatest compliment. And I was enamored with that. Part of the reason why my second son is named Walter, because I just love that, that credibility that he had and the way people spoke about him, and just how strong and like how dependable he was. So all those things come to mind when I think of what makes a good journalist.